There is a difference between being still and being idle. Idleness is the absence of purpose. The person who is idle has nothing they are doing because nothing calls to them. The mind is not at rest, it is adrift. Stillness is something else entirely. It is the active, chosen, disciplined condition of a mind that has stopped moving because it has decided to stop moving. Not because there is nothing to do. There is always something to do. But because the person who is still has understood something the busy person has not yet grasped. That most of what we call doing is actually a form of avoidance, and that the thing being avoided is the quiet in which genuine thinking happens. Seneca was exasperated by busyness. He wrote to his friend Lucilius about the noise outside his window, the sounds of the bathhouse below his apartment, the cries of vendors, the crowds, the constant motion of a city that never stopped. But he was more exasperated by the internal noise, by the people who filled every moment with activity, not because the activity required doing, but because they could not bear to be alone with their own thoughts. Retire into yourself as much as you can, he wrote. Associate with people who are likely to improve you. But first, retire into yourself. The person who cannot be still cannot think. And the person who cannot think is at the mercy of whoever is making the most noise around them. Stillness is almost always misunderstood, even by people who want it. They imagine stillness as the absence of thought, the blank mind, the meditative void. The Stoics had no interest in the blank mind. Stillness for them was not the suspension of thought, it was the clarification of it. The still mind is not empty. It is uncluttered. It has set aside the noise, the rehearsal of past grievances, the anxiety about future outcomes, the constant low-level chatter of self-justification and self-protection. And what remains, when all of that is cleared, is the capacity to think about what actually matters. This is not mystical, it is practical. The clearest thinking you have ever done happened in stillness. You simply may not have done it deliberately. Marcus Aurelius found stillness in the margins of an emperor's day. Men seek retreats for themselves, he writes, houses in the country, seashores, and mountains. And thou art in the habit of longing for such retreats. But this is altogether a mark of the most ordinary sort of man. For it is in thy power, whenever thou shalt choose to retire into thyself, the inner retreat, not a place, a condition. Marcus did not need the mountains to be still. He needed a moment, the moment before dawn, the space between one thing and the next, and the trained ability to use it. The meditations are the written record of those moments, not grand philosophy produced in a quiet study. Small stillnesses seized in the gaps of a life that did not offer many of them. How does the practice actually work? Not with great ceremony, not with dedicated retreat spaces or extended periods of protected time, though those are welcome when available. With the ordinary moment, the gap between completing one thing and beginning the next. The walk that does not need to be productive. The meal eaten without a screen. The 5 minutes before sleep that are not filled with the phone. In that ordinary moment, the one you are currently filling with something else, there is stillness available. Not as a reward for having earned it, simply as a condition you can enter if you choose to stop moving long enough. The Stoics did not treat this as luxury. They treated it as maintenance. The mind that is never still is a mind that is never fully functional. Stillness is not the goal. It is the preparation. The person who has been genuinely still, who has let the noise settle and the clutter clear, returns to engagement differently, with more clarity about what matters, more patience with what does not, more capacity to be present with the person in front of them and the work in their hands. Seneca was not advocating withdrawal from the world. Marcus Aurelius governed an empire. Epictetus taught hundreds of students. They were entirely, fully, consequentially in the world. But they went into stillness regularly and came back from it better, clearer, more themselves and less the product of whatever the day had thrown at them. The still person is not the passive person. They are the person most fully available to what is actually required. The world will not stop making noise. It will not offer you stillness as a gift. It will fill every available moment with something to react to, respond to, scroll through, or worry about. Stillness is not given. It is chosen. In the ordinary moment. In the gap. In the 5 minutes that are currently going somewhere else. The Stoics chose it every day. In the middle of wars and governance and loss and the full weight of ordinary human life. So can you.